What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Nostalgic Gamers Club here exclusively on the internet. It always sounds cooler in my head, and then it always just comes out like that. If this is your first time on this channel, I just like old things. I like old games and retro nostalgic things. So today, you guys, I bought a complete in-box Sega Dreamcast. We're going to be unboxing this. We're going to be looking at some of the included instruction manuals, as well as the console itself, the controllers, the visual memory unit. There's all kinds of good stuff. So make sure you stick around because it's just going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. You also may notice that this is not my normal setup. The box was too big and my camera couldn't get a direct overview like I normally do. So I'll be switching back to that when the console itself is out. But I wanted to look at the box. So my disclaimer here is that I bought this used on eBay, and all of the things that would keep things nice and neatly in place, unfortunately, we're not in that box. So it was just this box with just the Dreamcast and the controllers and all the games just kind of jammed inside with bubble wrap. But I didn't want to rob you guys of the experience of seeing the original box for the Dreamcast. This is such a trip down memory lane. So I never had a Dreamcast myself, but my cousin did, and that was all we played when the Dreamcast came out. Specifically games like Crazy Taxi, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. This just holds a lot of really nice memories for me, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So taking a look at the box itself, it's very Y2K feeling. Here on the side, we have some screenshots of Sonic, what looks to be maybe a Madden game, and some kind of a racer, which, I didn't have a Dreamcast, so I'm not quite as familiar with the catalog as I would be for other pieces of hardware at the time. It's really cool. So if you're just listening to this, I'll describe it to you. It's a photo of the Dreamcast, but there's almost this tilt shift perspective on it, which if you're not a photographer, it just kind of means it almost makes it look like a miniature. And it has this sort of orange to purplish to blue light gradient going across the front. It just looks incredible. And then on the other flap here, we have a few more screen grabs of various games that they were trying to promote at the time. The back side of the box kind of has this window to see inside here. And, for the rest of this, we're going to be transitioning to the regular view because there are some manuals and instruction booklets in here that I want you guys to have a better look at. Cool transition. So moving on here to kind of what was in the box, we have important notice. Please read before operating your Dreamcast. So just a little notice there. Apparently you have to look through. You're legally obligated. This is a thick manual, so we're not going to go through it all, but I just wanted to kind of flip through a little bit in case anybody had a Dreamcast and kind of wanted to see what the manual looked like. This is just a little trip down memory lane for you. Again, the Dreamcast that I had belonged to my cousin, so this wasn't as nostalgic for me looking through this piece. I do think it's amazing that they have a telephone wall jack. That's a sign of the times. It does talk through here about the visual memory unit sold separately. We'll get to that in a minute. How to manage your files, and just even the layout of these screens is very, very Y2K, which makes perfect sense because the copyright on this is 1999. A couple of these pages appeared to have gotten damaged in transit. That's okay. We're here for the console, not necessarily the instruction guide. Talks about how to play music CDs, which is always really cool. I remember we used to play CDs on PS1, PS2, all that good stuff. Various troubleshooting. User information if you want to send in for your warranty. That's all right. U.S. regulations governing the use of modems. We're not going to read through this, but this was in there. We have a Sega Dreamcast product registration, play to win. And while other consoles at the time were starting to get into the online space, Dreamcast was really a pioneer in this. Honestly, it's kind of a shame that Dreamcast fell victim to the fate that it did. And then in here, we have the free issue of the official Sega Dreamcast magazine, June 1999, issue 1. Sega Dreamcast goes supersonic, and we see a picture here of Sonic with Knuckles. Free disc, find out more inside. So, and I believe that's somebody from Crazy Taxi. It looks like you just send this away and you get a free little disc, and you get some, right here, you get a free GD-ROM. Packed with demos of not yet released games, video walkthroughs, strategies, downloadable VMU games, special saves, pickup lines, and much, much more. Well, we got to get those pickup lines Can you imagine, like, somebody out there, I guarantee you, like, statistically, somebody out there has to be married, and their pickup line was from the official Sega Dreamcast magazine. I love that. And truth be told, one of my favorite things that I found in the box, which honestly, I don't know why, this kind of makes me, like, legitimately a little sad, is some wrapping paper. This looks like wrapping paper to me. There are these two little pieces, so that tells me that this, at one point, was a birthday gift or a Christmas gift, or, you know, just some kind of gift that needed to be wrapped. And it's just, I don't know, there's something really special about finding this in that box. I just wanted to show some respect to the previous owner, and just know that history is not lost. I don't know. I just thought these were neat. Anyway, moving on to the console. There it is, ladies and gentlemen, the Sega Dreamcast. This thing is so... I mean, everything about this is just very, very Y2K. It has the exact same color palette as like the PS1. It's got this kind of futuristic spaceship look and feel. I really like this console. I think it has a cool look. You have your power button, which is a toggle. You have your open button, which we're going to leave closed so as to keep dust out. You have your connectors on the backside. So there's AC in, AV out, serial, and line. So again, because this was one of the first consoles to really dive into online gaming, you could plug directly into your telephone line. It's stuff like that. That's the reason that I opened the show with available exclusively on the internet. It's stuff like this. Next up, we have the controller, which is controversial to say the least. I personally find this controller to be extremely comfortable. It has these really nice ergonomic grips on the back. This is a little dirty. This is a little gross. The guy who had this was, you know, he do be sweating on this controller, but that's okay, because I'm going to wash my hands after this. I need to clean this controller. I need to clean this console. But I wanted to show it to you guys sort of as it came to me. But I just love this layout. It's pretty simple. You have your joystick, you have your D-pad, you have A, B, X, and Y. You have this amazing grip. I mean, to me, that's a grip that I would not get tired of. That's a grip that I feel like I'm not going to have all kinds of hand fatigue for. Maybe it's just my hand shape. I don't know. Let me know if you had a Dreamcast. Let me know if the controller worked well for you ergonomically. Because for me, I love it. And last but certainly not least for the Dreamcast is this amazing VMU, the Visual Memory Unit. Now, this bad boy is completely dead. I'm assuming the battery that's in here is completely exploded and corroded. So I'm going to have to do some work on that to get that, up and running. But this thing was so cool. It was the memory card for the Dreamcast that went into the controller, but it also doubled as this sort of mini handheld system. Like, I remember we would take our chows from the Sonic Chow Garden and we would load them into the VMU and we'd take them around and just play on the go. This is such an underrated and cool little piece of tech. I wish that more companies would do cool stuff like this. It's a real shame that the Dreamcast flopped, but I just really think they introduced a lot of really, really nice, amazing things to the gaming market. And with that, you guys, we're wrapping up another episode of the Nostalgic Gamers Club here exclusively on the internet. If you like this type of content, please consider subscribing. As you can see, based on the games surrounding here, I have a lot of Dreamcast content that I will be making in the years to come. Don't be worried, I'm not going to stop making the content that I'm currently making. I'm just going to start adding in Dreamcast to the mix. I am a little bummed, though, because my copy of Sonic Adventure, it's got a little scratch on the front there. It's got a little break in the jewel case. But you know what? We're going to talk about that on the Sonic Adventure 2 episode. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Peace!